Greetings, Earthlings. We've reached our second video of the ultimate guide regarding the time space and the spacewalk. And in this guide, we're going to cover the algorithm creator. And the algorithm creator, it brings an exclusive algorithm creation system. And what is this system? Through various features it offers, you can mix the effects within the pedal's DSP, add stereo effects to your mix, and even control your analog dry signal. And I'll remind you of this many times, it's a high quality analog dry where you can even adjust the signal level and its stereo positioning. The concept of this algorithm creator is for you to create unique sounds, work on creativity, sound unique, and share presets. If you're not in the mood to keep creating and tweaking and testing all the sounds this pedal brings, you can just take a ready-made preset and add it to your pedal. Including you, influencer, since you're already used to selling preset packs, this is a pedal that people will be looking for lots of presets for. So stay tuned, okay? And without further ado, let's present the pillars of this algorithm creator. There are 4 pillars, okay? We have here, look. Before talking about the pillars, the pedal here in the algorithm creator menu, look, the left foot switch turns the pedal on and off. And the right one, it does tap tempo, okay? Got it? Don't forget these shortcuts. It's very important to know them, okay? And let's go. The pillars are topology. We have the single topology, which is one DSP working in stereo. We have the dual topology, which is 2 delays in parallel. We have series, which Pink Floyd uses a lot, 2 delays in series. We also have the mixed topology, which will mix the 2 algorithms from DSP1 with DSP2. It's very cool for you to do, for example, a tape with pitch, right? You can do an analog with filter and mix algorithms. And there's cascade, which is a mix between serial and parallel. We have the dry, which will take care of your guitar's dry level, remembering it's high quality analog. We have the DSP block, so we have the DSP1 block and the DSP2 block, which is where the actual algorithm is, the effect. And we have finally a block called stereo image, which will add a stereo effect resulting from your mix between the dry DSP1 and DSP2 interconnected through this topology you chose. This allows you to create unique sounds, and I'll demonstrate sounds now. And in a simple way, you'll see the dimension this pedal takes on, and when you're at home with it, you'll see how cool it is to play around and find sounds and add a phaser to the analog and add a chorus and make a delay slicer, set the slicer to rotate. The possibilities are endless. Oh, I can't forget to mention some important shortcuts here on the pedal. If you click knob 1, it's a shortcut for DSP1. If you click knob 2, it's a shortcut for DSP2. And if you click knob 3, it's a shortcut for stereo image. A cool detail is that if you leave it alone, when you enter through this shortcut, it goes back on its own. See? As you can see. Let's go. Let's start with the DSP block. I'm going to call up a single DSP, okay? And following the tip from our friend Eric Palucci, I'll create a basic glassy delay. The golden time for it is 400 milliseconds. We're going to set 400 milliseconds on the glassy delay. I'll add a 70% feedback. I think that's a good starting value. And the delay mix at 100%. A delay mix of 100% is 1-to-1 on the guitar. So you have the guitar sound. The first repeat will be at the same level as the guitar. Then it drops off with a 70% feedback decay. Basic, clear, defined little delay, which is the digital delay. I have to explain the fundamental shortcuts of the DSP block to you. The first knob, it controls the time, which is on the first line. The second knob, the feedback, which is on the second line. The third knob is the delay mix, which is on the third line. Foot switch 1 advances the pages, for example. The glassy delay doesn't just have these parameters. It has, for example, high cut, low cut, saturation. It also has modulations that you can apply. And you navigate between the pages of the DSP block using the foot switches. Page up, page down. I'm going to do a quick run through here just to give you a taste of everything the pedal has. Okay? Glassy delay, bucket brigade, transistor tape, we have a quantum pitch, there's a hollow filter, we have a retroverse, the memory boy. The memory boy, man, it's 1-to-1 on the memory boy. Anyone who likes the edges tone, go for this one. This algorithm here is fantastic. Nebula swell, which is a delay with a swell. And so, let's go. Back to the glassy delay. Important thing, you have the time, 400 milliseconds. If I click the time knob, I already have the rhythmic figure. We have all the rhythmic figures available, okay? For example, a quarter triplet, a dotted quarter. We have a dotted eighth. Everything you want is here. Imagine, Joel, you can put a dotted quarter on DSP1 and eighth on DSP2 and interconnect this in a parallel or serial way, infinite possibilities. And it's cool to mention that the parameters have alternative parameters. For example, the alternative parameter for time, which is in milliseconds, is the rhythmic figure, right? And the alternative parameter, for example, for the mod type, for the modulation speed, is also a rhythmic figure where you can sync it with the music. For example, I can have a vibrato synced to a half note. All the parameters that have an alternative parameter, you'll find in the algorithm list. If it has an alternative parameter, it'll be there explaining which parameter and what it does. And don't you worry. This video is just for you to learn how to use the algorithm creator. We're going to show details and more details, okay, in the videos that will be dedicated to topologies. There'll be a video just about topology, a video just about glass delay, just about tape, and there'll be several videos now in sequence, okay? We're very excited about this video series, and now, without further ado, let's dive into the dry, but first I'll create a tone here for you to hear, okay? So, with a little ado, I'm going to take a very basic transistor tape following Eric Policy's tip, 400 milliseconds. I'm going to take off its degradation, I'm going to turn its wow and flutter up to 100%. I'm going to set the tone to 100%, cutting a bit of bass then, and I won't touch the high cut, okay? Yeah. Let's work on this tone. Have you ever heard a tape sound like this? And now, to explain the dry block. The dry block, it deals with your clean signal, as I've already said, very high quality analog with level and pan control. So let's go. The dry block, it takes care of your guitar's level and also its positioning of the dry sound, the original sound that enters the effect. For example, here we have a dry center, 100%. You can zero out the dry. Look how cool the effect is with the dry already zeroed out. Without dry, I'm going to bring the dry back, but I'll bring it back at 70%. 70%, look, it already gives a cool effect just by having it at 70%. Repetition gains a bit over the dry, right? And you get that swelling guitar effect, kind of delayed, modulated. TimeSpace makes great modulations. Yeah, and now let's position it. It's centered. I'm going to put it 100% to the right. And look at the effect it already gives just by throwing the dry to the right. I'll go back to 100% to make it more pronounced. And now 100% to the left. Let's go. Look, I'll take this chance to explain a useful shortcut. When you click the knob, right 100%, left 100%, center, right, left, center. If you're on dry level, 100, 0, 100, 0. These are very important shortcuts for you to use in the block there in the algorithm creator. Every parameter, when you click it, something happens. So center, right, left, center, 0, center. And then you start making it easier and faster to use. If I want 100% left, I can just do this and it's there. Right, wait a second. Perfect, this is the dry block. It's presented in two styles. It has the pan control, which is the one I just showed, where you have the level and the positioning. And we can have the individual levels mode, where you control the left level and the right level. Here we have 100%. The right, for example, here, it's 100% on the left and 50% on the right. Or I don't know, 90% on the right and 70% left. Both are the same way. It's just a way for you to identify with it. Some people will prefer level and positioning. Some people will prefer level and level. It's just a different way of presenting the same feature. It's still analog. And now let's continue. Let's talk about the topology. First, I'll just set everything to 100% here. We have the single topology, which is a simple DSP. In stereo, we have the dual, which is 2 DSPs. In parallel, U2 used parallel delay. For those who like U2, the secret is right here. Different rhythmic figures. Maybe I'll leave a bonus at the end of the lesson. We have the series mode, Pink Floyd, 2 delays in cascade. And the coolest thing is that with this stereo series, you can put them in series and still put DSP 1 to the left, DSP 2 to the right. I'll show this later. There's the mixed mode where you can mix the effects, okay? For example, tape, pitch, analog filter. Maybe I've already talked about this. I don't even know anymore because this pedal has so much. And the cascade mode, which is a mix between serial and parallel, okay? Let's keep working on the single. I've already shown the topologies, the dry block, the DSP block, and I'll still leave just one DSP running here. Let's talk about the stereo image. The stereo image takes all this mix that you created earlier here, okay? And you have several types of images. For example, the classic Haas, which delays the right side relative to the left. It already starts to open up the stereo there and the DSP. Look. The guitarists can't make mistakes, right? We have the spill by the edge, which faithfully reproduces how the edge recorded. We have the ping pong. The ping pong. Everyone knows it. There's the spread here, how cool, the ping pong 50% spread. I'll increase the spread 100%, look. Very cool. We have the wet panning, which puts the stereo image to rotate. The tape is spinning. Dry panning. Now it's our analog dry that's rotating. Look how cool this effect is. Have cross panning, the dry and wet will rotate alternately. There's transverse too. And finally, we also have something very important on the second page. It's where we can position. The effects, for example, the DSP here is in the center. I'll even turn off the stereo image, okay? And it's here, the DSP is in the center, my effect is in the center. I can put it already using the shortcuts to the right. Now it's all the way to the right, using the shortcuts I already have to the left. It's over there on the left. I can go to the dry, for example. The dry on the right and put the DSP on the left. There are infinite possibilities. We haven't even started mixing the effects yet. Through the topology, and I'm still using a basic tape of 400 milliseconds. What you can create in terms of sound here by interconnecting effects. It's no joke, it's really a pedal, a world, a universe of possibilities. So this was just a quick guide. Its purpose is to introduce you to the shortcuts, teach you how to use it, and explain the concept behind the algorithm creator. We're going to have dedicated videos showing the glass delay, tips for using the glass delay, the tape, the analog, everything you can imagine about this pedal. It's really a broad pedal, it's a broad universe to be explored. It brings features that no other pedal on the market brings today. So I'll see you in the next video and come to lesson 3, okay? But first, just a bonus. Let's create a cooler tone here, okay? First, I'll do some magic and I'll be right back. I'm just going to change the sound from this Fender here. With the Fender amp, I'll put a Vox. I'm back now with Vox. Let's go. I'm going to use the dual topology, okay? I'll leave the dry in the center, okay? The dry is in the center. For DSP1, I'll use a glass delay and I'll put it in the rhythmic figure. 1/4, okay? Feedback 75%, delay mix 95%. We're going to modulate it in vibrato. With 12% speed and depth is fine, 60%. For DSP2, we're going to put a glass. Delay 2, digital delay in 8 dotted, I passed it. Feedback also 75%. No, this one's shorter, right? I'll increase the feedback a bit. 82% and delay mix of 95%, right? Modulated in. Chorus, voice 3. Voice 3 of the chorus is my favorite. And for the stereo image, we'll use this spill by the edge, okay? DSP1, 100% on the left. DSP2, 100% on the right. Let's listen to this tone now. First, I'll set the BPM, okay? I'll put it at 120 BPM. Saved. Perfect. It's at 84. Oh, cool tip here that increases the BPM. I've adjusted the pedal to 120 BPM now, huh? So that's it, guys. Let's go to video 3.